Hi, today I'm going to take a perfectly good cutting board and cut it in half so that I can make it look like this. So for this project I start at what could be the end of another project. I've already prepared my cherry and my walnut boards, I've planed them, I've jointed them, I've glued them together into strips. I could just cut the ends off, round it, sand it, apply some wax, and I would be done. But that's where you start in order to make a curved inlay board like this. So I want to glue in a curved stripe which is about 3/8 of an inch wide. You can't just cut a curve and then glue in the strip because that would distort the look of the board because you're forcing these pieces apart. What you need to do is I need to remove a 3/8 inch piece of material. Now the trick is, how do you remove a nice curve like that? And the answer is to use the router. So to draw this curve on the cutting board, I need a pattern like this. A nice piece of flat MDF. So I have this piece of shelving. Unfortunately it's black, so it's really hard to show on camera. So I'm going to first glue a piece of paper to it, and then we will draw and cut out our pattern. So my previous pattern had quite a sharp curve. This time I wanted a little gentler curve, but I still wanted to have two directions. So I want to have a bend here and a bend there. If you don't have a steady hand, you might ask a friend or a family member to draw this for you, but I'm just going to wing it myself. When you go from drawing to refining it to then cutting it on the bandsaw and then sanding it out, you will smooth over a lot of errors. I forgot. You could also, if you really want to, try using a set of French curves. Just kind of So you're still going to need probably to do a little bit of hand sanding. I think I need a little bit here on the top. I need to get the curve just right. And for that, what I've done is I've glued a little piece of paper to a thin, flexible piece of wood. And you just fit it into the curve. Here's where you get creative. You've got your cutting board blank, you got your pattern with the curve, and I didn't mention this earlier, but you do want your curve to be longer than your cutting board, and the reason for that is so that you can twist it and move it and reposition it. That will allow you to use this curve in different ways. So it works like this. You lay out where you want the curve to be, and you will clamp the board, the cutting board, your pattern together, and then you'll take your router with the collar and the straight bit and you will run that along the curve. And I hope you didn't throw out the other piece of the pattern that you cut off, because I will put that on this side just so to prevent the router from tipping as I'm running it. I'm setting the depth here on the router bit. It's not really crucial, about 1/4 inch or so. I'm going to do 2 passes here to get the full depth. I'm not going to go all the way through the cutting board, just about half the way through the cutting board. The rest will be finishing up on the bandsaw and on the router table. So on the bandsaw here, I'm going to run right down the middle of the cut. I don't need to be really perfect down either side because we will clean this up on the router table with a pattern mounting bit. Oh yeah, running into the sides would be a really bad idea. So you might be kind of confused by now. I know the first time that I saw this done, I didn't get it at all. We've cut this in half. What are we going to do? Here's where you want a good pattern routing bit. I've got a mediocre pattern routing bit, but I can still make it work. I'm setting the depth of this so that the bearing will run along this nice clean cut that we made earlier with the pattern, and it will clean up the bottom. I've got 5 stripes, 5 strips, 3 maple, 2 of the red heart, and it's 0.395. I need 0.375. It's just a little bit thick, but that's pretty good. Now we're getting into some fun stuff. I've got my Type 3 wood glue, got some parallel clamps, I got the wood ready, I got some strips here. If you have some quick grip clamps are very helpful at this point because you'll be pulling it together like this. It is some of the prettiest and most interesting shavings that you might get. Oh, I am recording. Hey! So if you wanted another stripe, if you want to make it like this board, which has 2 stripes going through it, then basically you do that all again. You take the same pattern board and you turn it around the other way, and then you can lay it on top and you can trace out a different curve, or you can slide it a little bit back, you can tilt it, you can put another curve altogether in there, and then you go through the whole process again. In my particular case, I've already made one with 2 curves, and I'm going to leave this one as just one curve. Make it a bit unique that way. So now I'm going to move on to the final touches. I've already... This is the part I've been waiting for right from the beginning. This is when the board comes alive. I like to use this beeswax salad bowl finish, which I get at Lee Valley. It's a mixture of linseed oil and beeswax. Kind of smells like honey, which is great fun. You just take a nice clean bit of t-shirt or rag and you work it in, and it is beautiful. So here's one last close look. On this board we've got alternating stripes of cherry and walnut throughout as the main body of the board. And then here for the curve I have 3 strips of hard maple, and in between that I have 2 strips of red heart. Over on this side I have cherry and maple as the main stripes of the body of the board, and then coming in as a curve I've got a double curve in this one, and it is 3 strips of walnut and 2 strips of padauk. So I'd like to thank you for stopping by to watch me make this cutting board. I hope you found it interesting and informative. Please remember to hit that thumbs up button, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe and you will be the first to find out about my next woodworking video. You can also visit me on the web at wordsandwood.com. I have been posting projects there for years, and I look forward to seeing you soon.